Hi everyone, and welcome to another video in our series on managing and maintaining your Kyocera TASKalfa MFPs. My name is Sam Hammond, lead product trainer here at Boston Document Systems. In today's video, we're going to be discussing how to edit networking settings from the web interface of your copier. Now, the changes and settings that we're going to be discussing today are fairly advanced, and I would encourage you to not make these changes without first discussing with your IT administrator or IT team the changes you intend to make. Errors made here can cause loss of connectivity and can cause can cause printing and scanning to stop working. With that being said, understanding where to make networking changes in the TASKalfa series line can be quite beneficial for IT administrators when setting up printing within a new network environment. So, without further ado, let's get started. The first thing we'll need the existing IP address of the copier in question. Once you have this information, you'll open up a web browser and you will enter the IP address into the web browser as if you were going to that IP address as a website. Once you have done so, it will take you to the web interface of the copier. In the Kyocera's case, this is called the Command Center RX. From here, we can edit a whole host of different settings, but for this video, we're only going to be talking about how to manage the TCP/IP and other networking settings of your copier. So, the first thing we have to do is, before we can make those changes, we have to log in as an admin in the upper left here. In order to log in as an admin, you'll need the admin username and password. If you don't have this information, you'll need to reach out to your Kyocera service provider, and they'll be more than happy to provide this for you. Once you have logged in, on the left-hand side, you're going to tab down to the Network Settings option, and then you're going to go to the TCP/IP option. Now, in here, we can make changes, including, but not limited to, changing the machine from a static IP address to a dynamic IP address, utilizing IP addresses within the DHCP pool. This can be useful if your IT administrator is looking to reserve an IP address by the MAC address of the copier. We can also set static IP addresses here. In addition to setting static IP addresses, we can also set static subnet masks and domain names as well. We can also configure our gateway and our DNS server, both primary and secondary here as well. You're going to see a whole host of different options here. You can include things such as Win server options, as well as DNS search suffixes. You can also play around with the IPv6 settings as well. Not a commonly used protocol, but definitely worth knowing that it is available. Also in here, you can also set up your wireless network options as well. Now, please keep in mind that the typical Kyocera copier has in it only one network interface card, or NIC, and therefore can only be attached to one network at a time. So you can configure the wireless network to be active, but just understand that if that is configured, the wired network will no longer connect. In order to have a machine on multiple subnets of a network at a given time, you will need multiple NICs in order to allow this to happen. Lastly, if I want to discover where the MAC address of the copier is, I will simply go to Device Information, and then from there, if I go to Configuration, I will see here my MAC address option underneath Identification Information. This is used primarily to reserve IP addresses on a network. Once again, my name is Sam Hammond, lead product trainer here at Boston Document Systems. I want to thank you for joining me today. In today's video, we discussed how to edit and identify networking information within the Kyocera TASKalfa MFPs. I want to thank you for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you in another video. Thank you.